Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We're about to get into a mailbag that aired on our live show. So if you missed it and you want to be a part of the live show, make sure you're a subscriber and go and turn your notifications on so you can join us anytime we go live on the channel. First question coming in from my guy, B. Maloli. You think we can go 3-4 in the next 4 games since they aren't any top 15 teams? Honestly, this team should go 4-0 in the next 4 games. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know the exact order here. It's the Jaguars, the Seahawks, the Lions, and there's one more. I'm actually just going to pull up the schedule real quick so I can know. The Giants have coming up Jacksonville, Seattle, Houston, and Detroit. You should be able to go 4-0. You should be able to go 4-0. But 3-1 would be successful. Look, it's always tough to get wins in the NFL. You can't take anyone lightly, but the Giants should win the next 4 games. Giants go 9-1. Woo! It's going to be a party on this channel. I can guarantee you that. Rosario Guzzo. Can you see the Giants winning between 9 and 10 games? I do. I think right now I have the Giants winning 10 games this season. I have the Giants going 10-7. Let's read off the rest of their schedule. Jacksonville, Seattle, Houston, Detroit, Dallas, Washington, Philly, Washington, Minnesota, Indy, and Philly. I saw 6 winnable games right there. I have the Giants going 10-7. You go 10-7, you're going to make the playoffs. That would be a success. No doubt about it. Angel New York Giants, what's the latest with Odell Beckham Jr.? Nothing. There's nothing the latest. I mean, there is a little bit. Josina Anderson said last week in an interview with Pat Leonard that she said it in a very funny way. She pretty much said, I've heard from Odell Beckham. You guys know that Josina and Odell are tight. Go back to that Lil Wayne interview where they just bashed Eli Manning. She said, I wouldn't speak from a spot of ignorance and not knowing. Then she said, Odell Beckham would 100% welcome a return to the New York Giants. That makes it seem like she heard from Odell that he would come back. That's the latest. That's the latest on Odell. I don't expect him to be close to playing. Heard that ACL back in February. Earliest he'll be back in November. It's going to come down to the dollars, though. It's going to come down to these. Do the Giants have the cap dollars to sign Odell Beckham Jr.? Probably not. But next offseason, I think it's definitely an opportunity as the Giants are going to have some of the most cap space in the NFL to spend. I'll ask you, though, because I think you guys love Odell, and you like it when we talk about him. So I'll ask you this question. Do you want OBJ on the Giants? Type OBJ for yes, or you can go down and type no BJ for no. Shout out to James Hollister, a $5 super chat. Andrew Thomas reminds me of Joe Thomas. I wonder why. Same last name. And key to Jags game, D-line gots to get to Trevor Dexter against old friend. I agree. My keys to victory were win the turnover battle, get after Trevor Lawrence, do the little things. Because when you're the favored team, you got to do the little things to win. You can't let a team like the Jaguars beat you when they're 2-4 and you're 5-1 with a chance to get to 6-1. I love Andrew Thomas. I think he's the best offensive tackle in the NFL. 400 snaps so far this season. Hasn't given up a sack. I'm so happy that he's my left tackle of the future. Look, if he could ever be as good as Joe Thomas one day, we're all going to be happy. We might all start wearing 78 jerseys. Brian Fernandez, what up, fam? I have been noticing that the Giants have been a second-half team when it comes to clutch wins. Major props to Thibodeau and the D-line for putting pressure on their opponents. Happy birthday. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the birthday love. We are a second-half team, and my mom's been telling me that since I was 6 years old. But this team in specific with Brian Daboll, and you know why they're a second-half team? Because they've got grit. They've got toughness. They fight. They never quit. They never say die. But the most important reason is because the coaching staff, the second half adjustments, the ability to adjust on the fly. Oh, this didn't work? Let's move away from that. Let's not be stubborn and try to prove ourselves right that we thought this would work, so let's stick with it. I love how this coaching staff doesn't think like that. Some doesn't work, They don't have an ego about it. They move on and they make second half adjustments. That's what good coaches do. That's why we're a second half team. 3 wins this year of double-digit comebacks, 4 fourth quarter game-winning drives for Daniel Jones. That's another reason. DJ's been tough as nails and clutch as hell all year long. $5 super chat from Tutu. What up, Tutu? Let me get a drink real quick. Massive salute to our big brother Marshy and also Mr. Guzzo, who's our father figure in Italian diehard Giants fan, and F all the Jags and loses. Tutu, good to see you in the chat, Tutu. It's my birthday live stream, Tutu. I'm glad you're in the chat. You can make this one. Shout out to you, my guy. A real one. Solitaire Goat. What a name. Who has been the most impressive player so far this season? Woo, that's a great question. Most impressive. I think Dexter Lawrence is up there. I think Saquon Barkley is up there. I think Daniel Jones is up there. I think Adoree Jackson is up there. Julian Love in a starting role has been impressive. There's a lot of guys you could go with. I'll ask you, though, because I thought this was a really good question, so I want to ask you guys. What player has impressed you the most this year? Saquon, Daniel Jones, Daniel Bellinger, Andrew Thomas, we know he's great. I mean, there's a lot of guys you could go with. Adoree Jackson, Dexter Lawrence. A lot of people you could choose from. I want to hear from the real ones. What player has impressed you the most this year? Corinne, what up, Corinne? Will the Giants call up Landon Collins for Sunday's game? I kind of expect them to, honestly. I expect Landon Collins to be active this week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, you signed him to your practice squad 2 weeks ago, right before the Bears game. Probably needed a full weeks of practice and game plan to get back into NFL shape. He's coming off the streets. I think Landon Collins is a game day call-up from the practice squad this week, and I'm excited to see number 21 back on the football field for Big Blue. How much is he going to play? I'm not sure. I think they're going to work up his play count, snap count, how much he plays week by week. But I do think he will be a call-up this week as Tony Jefferson went to injured reserve. They could use another safety. Dane Belton has been money, though, guys. Dane Belton, the rookie out of Iowa, the third safety. I mean, your safeties have been great this year. Dane Belton, Julian Love, and Xavier McKinney. But Landon Collins is here as a linebacker. So, I think Landon Collins plays this week. Nothing I know officially, but I do think he will be called up. You can bet on the Giants versus the Jags this week as the Giants are 3-point dogs to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Do it with our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. When you go to chatsports.com/bet, use that promo code CHAT125. They're going to hook you guys up with a 125% deposit bonus. So put $100 into your account, and they'll match it with $125 if you go to chatsports.com/bet. But you got to use the promo code CHAT125. Marcos, can we trade for DJ Moore or Jerry Jeudy? That's a name I haven't really heard about, Jerry Jeudy. I mean, how good is Jerry Jeudy? I think the idea of Jerry Jeudy is a little bit better. He's been kind of underwhelming. Didn't have the greatest QB play with Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater early on in his career. Now he's got Russell Wilson, who's not that good. So I think that kind of still stands true. I'm not sure they would trade Jerry Jeudy, though. He's on the market. Sure, I'd give him a call. What are you going to have to give up, though? I don't want to give up a premium pick right now for Jerry Jeudy. Guy I would give up a premium pick for, though, is DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore is one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL, and I think he would fit this offense very, very well. He, like Joe Shane likes to say, is a generator with the football. DJ Moore is one of the best yards after catch wide receivers in the NFL. What's it going to take, though? I don't think the Panthers would deal him for anything less than a first-round pick. Would I give up a first-round pick? Yeah, I honestly would. Look at what the Eagles gave up for A.J. Brown, a first and a fourth. Looks like it's working out pretty good for Philly right now. I think DJ Moore's in that class. I would give up a first-round pick for DJ Moore. Nick the Kick 17. What position would the Giants most go for next year in free agency? I think you got to look for more wide receiver help. I think you got to look at the interior offensive line, maybe another guard spot, another center spot. I think you could use an inside linebacker, a dynamic inside linebacker, one that can play 3 downs and be sideline to sideline and be a force in the pass game. I also think you need another corner. Those are the biggest initial needs that I could think of. Corner, inside linebacker, inside offensive line help, interior offensive line, and playmakers on the outside. Look, if Golladay and Tony aren't going to be anything, you got to find new guys that can be something. Those are the biggest needs, I think, for the Giants right now. Make sure you're subscribed to New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. As I like to say, sub for Giants dubs. You want the Giants to go 6-1. You want the Giants to beat the Jaguars this week? I'll make it easy for you. Go down right now. Hit that big red button. Last question from T-Money Games. Do we have an idea time-wise when Kenny returns? I don't think it's going to be any time close. He suffered a sprained MCL. That's usually a 4 to 6 week injury. Yeah, I think we're still about 4 weeks away from Kenny Golladay being back. Sucks. Has not been a good start for Kenny Golladay to his Giants career. Has not worked out for Golladay, guys. It sucks. Spent a lot of money on him. I thought it was going to be awesome. I was wrong, though. I'm man enough to admit that. I appreciate everybody that's made New York Giants Now a part of their day today. We're in a cut. We're in a cut. We're in a cut. It's not.
It's part of the cut.
It's part of the cut that's going to go out for.
Dear Marshy, happy birthday to you.
Give me a follow on Twitter. Give me a follow on Twitter, as this cut will go out 3 days after my birthday. It's all good, though. Give me a follow on Twitter at Marshall Green _. Get the birds out of here. Let's go, Big Blue. Let's go.